Hi, my name is Dave Huff, President of Prefill Services. We created EasyRater 3 years ago. It's a comparative rater and underwriter dashboard to help agencies take advantage of the content, including rates, that your carriers want you to see. EasyRater is used more than 25,000 times a month, so most underwriters see its value. Some use it 10 to 20 times a day. New features are added twice a month. Many new features are added by the carriers that they want you to see. First, here's a diagram that shows how EasyRater works. You enter the data into our product, and when you hit the rate button, we go out to your carriers to request a premium. The carrier's web services respond in a second or two and give us their premium along with other important underwriting information they want you to know as you decide who you are going to propose. We have GL premiums for all carriers except USLI. On our website, we have a list of carriers that have property premiums as well as those that respond with required forms and other underwriting messages. We also have more than 30 videos showing how EasyRater works. They are stored in Facebook. We also have YouTube videos that we'll reference later. Here's the URL that takes you to our login screen. In most agencies, everyone in your office has the same password, but feel free to ask our support department for your password if you forget it. Our support department is staffed with 4 people from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. This is what you see when you log in. Just enter a zip code and class code and exposure basis and hit Rate Monoline. A few seconds later, you have the premiums for all your carriers. If you don't know the class code, enter a brief description of the business and click Find Class Code, and we'll search a database to find the class code. Here's where you enter a second class code or an additional location. The list of class codes are on the first page, which allows you to edit or delete them from your quote. Results for multiple class codes or locations will take a few seconds longer for most carriers. The limits and deductibles will default to what you used the last time you quoted something. If the class code is rated on payroll, we keep track of the definition of payroll for each of your carriers, which often differ from the ISO definition. We also keep track of your carrier's proprietary exposure basis that differs from ISO. Enter that information here. Now you see premiums for all your carriers, and you can see why EasyRater is a valuable tool. Here is a carrier with a premium of $1,000, and here's one at $3,000, and many in between. If you change the class code by 1, still a carpentry class, the premiums are completely different. Notice the count of exclusions and limitation endorsements. This may help you see the quality of the carrier's proposal in addition to just their premium. Always click a plus sign before the carrier's name to see the details of the rates and other content provided by the carrier. Look below the rates for messages that the carrier wants you to see as you are deciding who to quote for a particular piece of business. Here's how you give a credit or debit to the premium, which is then reflected in the rating details as well as the worksheet. Here's the worksheet for you to document your file. Most people use the Word version so they can add coverages and premiums. Clicking the print button below creates a summary for all your carriers, including the details of the rating. Many agencies use this to document your file. To clear out EasyRater and quote another risk, go to the dashboard first and then click Rating Factors to return to a blank rating page. On the dashboard, you'll also see how to use in a simple format, as well as a list of YouTube videos. They're the same videos as the Facebook videos referenced earlier, just hosted in a different place. There are 2 drop-downs for each carrier. One on the premium line has debits and credits, and also A rates. Most carriers with web services supply the A rates, but if we're using net rate for ISO rated carriers, you'll need to get the rate from the underwriter and add it here. The drop-down next to the carrier name has the following options. Here's how you save the quote in EasyRater. To retrieve this, go to the dashboard and search for it one of 5 ways. You can save multiple versions of a quote, say using different limits or deductibles. Here's how you export the quote to your management system, so you don't have to rekey the data there. Here's how you export the data to DocuMaker for policy issuance, so you don't have to re-enter the data into the policy. This is how you export the data to a carrier portal, so you don't have to rekey the data there. Here's how you view the forms that the carrier says are required and need to be on your proposal, your binder, and the policy. Clicking this allows you to copy the list and paste it into your proposal. This is how you access the EasyRater proposal, with most of the data entered automatically. It's a Word document, so you can modify it before sending it out, but most proposals can be emailed to retailers in 4 minutes or less. 15 carriers give you property rates and premiums, allowing us to give you a package quote. Here's how you get to property. Property rating is similar to GL with just a few more fields to enter due to the complexity of property rating. You should probably choose a value for wind deductible since some carriers won't rate property without it. Here's the results section for property. By opening one of these, you see the rates and the premium details. As with GL, you can apply credits and use this to document your file. The Rate Package button allows you to save the GL information while entering the property details. Then you can see the package premium displayed here. In the Tools section, we have a cancellation calculator, and one carrier, Atlantic Casualty, allows you to retrieve loss information from EasyRater. Ask us about our renewal workflow. It pulls data from your management system, then emails a premium summary to a renewal underwriter. It will give you pricing for all your carriers using today's rates. Because this is a very mature product, in production more than 3 years and used nearly 500,000 times since its inception, there is a low probability that the premiums shown by EasyRater will differ from the carrier portals, since we get the premiums directly from the carrier. However, if you have questions on a particular risk, please use the chat button to have our support team help you investigate any discrepancies you find. Most will result from entering different data in EasyRater from what you enter into the carrier portal. We want to know of any discrepancies, and we will disable a carrier in EasyRater if we find any. Most carriers have compared their rates with EasyRater, and some carriers tested thousands of class codes. We've also done more than 10,000 tests in our office to assure accurate rating. One client described how they've seen a 50% increase in hit ratio by using EasyRater, and telling retailers the premiums for all their carriers, not just one, showing that they've shopped the market so the retailer doesn't have to check with another wholesaler. We also have a companion product allowing your retailers to use EasyRater to get your lowest premium. Some agencies have reported a huge increase in submissions, and we guarantee you will see an increase or you don't have to pay the small monthly fee. While this movie has shown most of the current features for EasyRater, we add new features twice a month. As soon as the carriers add them to their web service, we put them into EasyRater. Expect to see a link soon for underwriting questions, as many carriers are working on adding that to their web service. Thank you for watching this movie. We hope you see how you can use the EasyRater tool in underwriting and pricing your submissions. Feel free to contact us through the chat button if you have a question or suggestion.